Welcome to another episode of geekoutdoors.com. Okay, the LG G5. I've done a whole bunch of videos about this if you haven't seen it. But I purchased this phone about 2 months ago. I did an unboxing video way back. I'm going to leave all those descriptions below on April 7th. And it's now about 2 months in. And now I want to leave you my thoughts. So this is kind of like a follow-up review to everything that I've already done 2 months in on the LG G5. Okay, so let me first start off with the things that I don't like. And as a matter of fact, the first one is something that I really, really hate. If you've seen my video, I did a video a while back about how I talk about the LG G5 is broken. And that was definitely not a good experience. You could check those videos out. But bottom line, I had problems with the very first LG G5 unit I had about 3 weeks after I purchased this. Yeah, almost 3 weeks after I purchased the phone. So what happened was my accelerometer and my gyroscope stopped working. So what that means was whenever I turned my screen around, it wouldn't auto rotate, which is definitely not good at all. And I was really, really, you know, angry, frustrated, and kind of felt cheated by LG. I thought I bought a flagship phone, and unfortunately, that wasn't the case. However, I did get a replacement through my carrier, T-Mobile. It got here really quickly, so this is my replacement, and I have not had any problems like that or similar since. But I just want to put that out there. That is definitely something that is a no like. So now the second thing I don't like, and I thought that maybe it would improve, but it just didn't. And I did mention this in my review, was that the camera app. I really do not like this camera app. In some cases, it's great in terms of it's very fast, it's very simple to use, but unfortunately, there's some things that are just not good at all. I mean, let me show you one thing. This is annoying. Okay, so like you're looking at this right now. Okay, and so you would think that if you start recording the video, it would be this particular angle while you're shooting, right? But when you do video, it zooms in. Uh, yeah, that's annoying. You could adjust it, okay? But I shouldn't have to do that. That's definitely not a good user experience there because every time you record a video, like for example, I'm recording something for a YouTube video, then I have to adjust it and zoom it in or out, and it's not the same as what I'm seeing on the viewfinder, okay? So that means I have to do additional editing. I don't like that, okay? And another thing I don't like is, and I mentioned this before, is this camera app, it doesn't have a lot of features. Okay, like simple things in my opinion, like changing the resolution. I don't always want to be taking pictures at the full resolution. That takes up a lot of space. Or video, especially. The in terms of your video selection, you don't have much selection in terms of the resolution that you want. You really only have like three. So yeah, don't like that. I still don't understand why the camera video app is so basic, and especially when you get into video, there's really no features and adjustment at all. Now you can obviously download additional third-party camera video apps, and I have quite a few of them, but even though they have the features that I want, they just do not have the speed of the native camera app. Okay, and so I haven't found one yet, and I have a lot of camera apps that I really like in terms of speed, and also some of the features that I'll talk about a little bit later, my likes, that it's not available when you get a third-party app. Okay, and another thing that I don't like is these annoying prompts. Okay, let me show you what I mean. So right now, let me turn it on airplane mode. Okay, and bam, I get this prompt. And the thing is, I wasn't able to find a way to turn this off in the setting. So what that means is every time I change anything up here, I get that annoying prompt. That's just annoying. It's a little thing, but it is annoying. I mean, and it just affects the overall user experience, for something that is supposedly very simple. Just like the camera app, some things that, you think would be simple, they make it not simple. Okay. Another thing that I don't like is the speakers. I still don't like the speakers. I thought I would get used to it. My initial reviewer pointed that out. I do not like this single speaker setup. Especially if you're coming from the like my old phone is the HTC One. I love the dual stereo speakers in the front, and that's the most logical place. And whenever you have it down here at the bottom, and I know a lot of manufacturers do this, like Samsung, like Apple, and I know it makes engineering and economical sense, and also the usability. I get that, but it sounds horrible. Whenever you're playing, usually you're watching stuff. If you're consuming media or playing games, it's going to be in landscape, and it just muffles it. Even though the speakers are very loud, I don't like that. Okay. So that's another thing I don't like. Okay. And the final thing that I don't like is the quality and finish. Now, the front I like. I do not have a problem with the front. What I don't like is the back. It's just ugly. And I even had some problems with the finish on the first phone. The second one's a lot better though. I don't have any of those bad quality issues on the back. So I mentioned this before, but if you do have an LG G5, I do recommend you get this Caseology case. Most of the times I don't like having a case on my phone, but I drop phones, and I don't want to drop this nearly $700 phone. So I recommend this one. It's Caseology. I think it's like 17 bucks. I'll put the description below if you're interested. I like this case. It's not really super bulky like it is with the OtterBox, so I would definitely get some type of protection, and I like the grip. Okay, so those are all my main dislikes and my one hate, which is my very first unit being broken. So let's get to the things that I really like about this phone. First and foremost, the screen. I love this screen. This quad HD screen is just amazing. I really love looking at it, and that's where you're going to spend most of your time. And having a quality screen makes a big difference. And LG makes a lot of screens. They actually even made screens for the iPhone as well. There were, and I think there still are, a supplier. And so the screen quality on this for LCD screen, I absolutely love this screen. Everything just looks wonderful on it. It just makes the whole experience, whether it's media consumption, where it's gaming, whatever, it just makes it look a lot better. And it being a quad HD screen, I don't have to worry about this being obsolete anytime soon. I mean, it looks really, really good. I can't say enough about the screen. Second thing is performance. This thing is fast. Okay, and normally Android, it does start to slow down over time, much like it does on Windows, which I don't like. It's not like an Apple iOS where it primarily stays the same performance. Okay, so so far I have not had like really performance hiccups on this. Every now and then I'll have like apps crash or something, but that's not the fault of Android. That's primarily the fault of the app itself, the way it's developed. Okay, so I'm loving the performance. I've had no problems with this. It does a great job. Everything from your normal user experience also, and then also to gaming, to media consumption, and also media creation. I use this as my primary, basically it's my primary computer. I do all my video editing here, and so it is wonderful. I've really been testing that, and this stuff performs wonderfully, so no complaints there. Now, another thing that I really, really like, and I use a lot, and all these things that I like is because I used it. I've been using it. So I really do like this wide angle lens, this 8 megapixel wide angle lens. I use it a lot. It is very, very useful. Okay, so that was one of the reasons why I bought this over the Samsung Galaxy S7, and I even thought about getting an iPhone 6s, but that's why I bought it, because of this wide angle lens. That's one of the main reasons, and you know what? It was worth it. That wide angle lens, I can use it in a lot of situations. Another thing I like is the wide angle lens on the 8 megapixel selfie. Okay, you could really use that. You get wider angles, and it looks really good. And so if you watch any of my YouTube videos, my phone is my camera. Okay, and so and I think the quality comes out really, really good on this. So I do like the wide angles on the front and the back. And speaking of the back, I love this fingerprint scanner. This is my first phone with the biometric solution, and at first I thought, man, it's better on the front, like with the iPhone and also the S7 and many other phones. But wow, I mean, it really makes sense to have it on the back because your hand's resting on it, and it's very responsive, as you could see there. It just opens really quickly. And on top of it, even if you have it laying down, I get it that it's easier if you just press it. But if you do have it off and you want to open it, through the front, and you don't want to lift up your phone, you could always put in the code or pattern that you had. No big deal. But most of the times you're going to be holding your phone, and that makes a lot of sense for you to have it on the back. So I like that. It is a kind of mushy, but it works. I like that. Another thing that I like is, and I did not think I would like it that much, but I actually love this feature, is the USB Type-C, and mainly the fast charging. I absolutely love this feature. I mean, as a matter of fact, besides the screen, it's probably my favorite feature because everybody who uses a smartphone knows the battery life. Most of them, it just sucks. And then what really sucks more than that is actually spending the time to charge it. And with this fast charging, I could be like 9%, 10%, but in about an hour, I get back up to 100%, which is awesome. I love the fast charging, and I do like this USB Type-C. The data transfer speeds is much faster, and especially if you have a USB Type 3 on your laptop or desktop. And also at the same time, the fact that you don't have to remember which way it goes in, that's also a nice benefit. So loving the fast charging and the USB Type-C. Great job there. And another thing is, speaking of the fast charging, it's the battery life. The battery life on this is solid. I do a lot of media consumption. I'm on YouTube a lot, and this would typically last me the whole day, and I still have some left. I've been able to not charge this for 3 days. And the standby time on this is excellent. You can have this on all night, and it might take only 1%, or 2 maybe. And which leads me to this always on feature. I don't know if you could see this, it's kind of dark, but this always on feature, I love this feature. I didn't realize how useful that would be, but it saves me the trouble of having to unlock my phone to see the time and stuff, or see notifications and messages. Really handy feature. I mean, it doesn't look as nice as the one on the S7 because it's an AMOLED screen, but it's very useful, and I've used it a lot more than I thought. Okay. So, what is the last thing that I like about this phone? I love the features, okay, and that includes this modularity. Now, obviously, I just got this, LG VR 360 cam. If you haven't seen my review and everything else, go check it out. So this doesn't actually use the modular feature, but this is very useful. I mean, and maybe you might not see it, but having the ability to take this off and put on a different battery, just that alone, that's huge. And also, if you've ever had a phone that you cannot remove the battery, that is a pain, because if your phone does lock up, there's not an easy way to reset that. Sometimes you can't. So with this, I think it's just unlock it and that's it. It's done, and then it resets my phone. I love that. Okay, and then whenever the other modules, more friends comes out, I mean, for me right now, I think this is enough. And in terms of the actual modularity feature, this, just having an extra battery, that's enough for me. But I hope they produce more. I don't think I'm going to get the camera module. I don't think that's something I would use. And also the B&O one, I definitely don't think that's worth it. But I do hope that LG and other third-party vendors produce more friends and actually utilize this modular part. I do hope they do that. Okay, and the other features that I love, I mean, I've touted this many times. I love the fact that this has a micro SD card. I mean, you do not know how important that is, especially nowadays when everything takes up so much space, especially if you're doing video. 16 gigs, that is nothing. I mean, and then 32 gigs, that's not enough. And, so having the ability to expand your storage is huge. And this micro SD card slot, it could actually hold up to 2 terabytes. Okay, so that's insane. So I love that. Okay, I mean, I wish every manufacturer still had that, and it looks like Android is kind of going back to that, which is nice. I don't like the fact that they removed a feature that is very useful, and I don't want to store stuff on the cloud. Okay, another feature that I like, and people might not think about it, is this IR blaster. It still has an IR blaster, and I actually do use this. Okay, so especially if you have multiple TVs in your household or devices, having this as your single remote is really handy. And for anybody who's into home theater, everybody knows that having a touch unit can be very expensive. And so this one takes care of a lot of all that. And so that is it for my 2 month coming back to this review. This is my 2 month review. Overall, besides the horrible situation with the accelerometer and the gyroscope breaking, I really do love this phone. I mean, I've been using it heavily. I use this phone every single day, and not just to watch YouTube videos. This is my main computer. Like I said, I do all my video editing here. I could do audio editing. I do everything on this. This has the power to do it. It has the screen to where it makes everything very, easy to look at, and also all the features that it has. It has features that actually make sense. It has features that actually improves the value of this phone. Okay, so at first I really thought that I regret getting this, especially after it started having problems, and I really thought, man, I should have got the Samsung Galaxy S7. But now looking back after using this heavily and just having time to really go through this, I don't regret getting this phone. So overall, I really do enjoy using the LG G5. I just hope that the LG G6 or whatever versions that LG comes out, I really hope they work on the quality, the finish issues. I really want this to be a premium device all the way through. And also, don't ship out broken phones. I know that's hard to do when you're shipping out millions, but that's not a good user experience for somebody who's using your phone for the very first time. So that's it for this episode. If you are an LG G5 owner, and you've had it for a few months now, let me know what your thoughts are. Leave your comments and ideas below. And as always, I am on Snapchat, so you could snap at me at Geek Outdoors and send me a snap if you had any questions or comments on it, and if it's something that I can answer or if it's something that is applicable, then I will answer that. So thanks for watching this episode. We'll see you in another one. Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com, and I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.